guys, it's Kales, and I'm back. Okay, so I know it's been 100% way too long since I made a video, and the reason for that is several-fold, and I won't go into it. It's totally fine. I think my last video was book battles, and that's great, but it hasn't panned out, and I have had new jobs and new things in my life and new cameras, old cameras, just lots and lots of stuff. So I'm here now, I'm back, I'm making videos, whatever. We're making it work. So that being said, the next couple of videos are gonna be wrap-ups that I've missed for the past 3 months. So that's why, even though this is May and it's almost the end of May, you're getting a February wrap-up. Because I haven't done them and I feel the need to tell you about these books. So yes, here goes nothing. So the first book that I read in February was The Only Pirate at the Party, which is by Lindsay Sterling, and she is this awesome violinist YouTuber that I watched on Dancing with the Stars that I really enjoyed, and I liked her even before then when she was on America's Got Talent, and all of her YouTube videos, they're amazing, and she's amazing. And so when I saw she had written an autobiography, I was like, yes, I want this, and it was really sweet. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed, you know, just her honesty and her quirkiness was in there. The writing was a little juvenile, but I still really enjoyed it because I like Lindsay Sterling and I think she's super cool. So it was a super cool book, really cute, very honest about some of her struggles, especially with anorexia and, you know, the trials and tribulations she had of learning how to play violin and sticking with that. And anyway, it was really good. I liked it. Now this one, the more that I have thought about it, the more I think I want to give it a lesser star rating, and that's The Princess Saves Herself in this one by Amanda Lovelace, and I was just not as impressed with this group of poetry. I originally gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, and I think I might give it a 2 out of 5 stars now, because I just think about it and I was like, eh, whereas like The Sun and Her Flowers and Milk and Honey like hit me so much harder. This I just felt I don't really have words for that one. I was a little unimpressed, I should say. So probably we'll move that down to a 2-star. Then I read When Implement Rishi, which was an amazing book. I loved this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I was so impressed with this one and how Dimple and Rishi just had this amazing, healthy, modern, contemporary relationship where they actually like inspired one another to follow their own goals and their dreams instead of like holding each other back. And oh, I don't know, the fact that they actually had a conversation about sex and whether or not they wanted to take that step. What? They used their words. It was amazing. And it was so good and light and funny and rom-com, and I was rooting for these two, and I felt like it was a well-rounded story, and they had all sorts of lives. Not just about the, you know, each other. That was a part of it, but I really enjoyed this book and I was so happy and just so looking forward to From Twinkle with Love, but I'll get to that in April. Anyway, I liked this one. Oh my gosh, and then I picked up 100 Essays I Don't Have Time to Write by Sarah Ruhl, who's one of my absolute favorite female playwrights. And when I saw she had written this collection of essays, I was just walking around the bookstore I work in and I was like, oh, what? Sarah Ruhl wrote a thing? And I picked it off the shelf and I insta-bought it. Like, there was no thought in my head. And I have just sat here and annotated it, and I have like dog-eared, don't hate me, but I've dog-eared, you can see it in here, the essays that I wanted to keep notes on and ones that I had underlined. And it was so inspiring and so good. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, but only because that's generally my rating for like short stories and stuff, because there are some that I really liked and some I really didn't, and that's just how it goes with short stories and essays. But I love Sarah Ruhl, and this was a great little book of 100 essays. Oh my gosh. And so then back in January, guys, I had read 6 of Crows because Allison from my partner on YWYA, my podcast with her, had told me that I had to read 6 of Crows and I loved it. And so I picked up Crooked Kingdom in February, and this honker of a book was amazing. And I just have to be honest with you, like, I didn't like this one as much as the first one, which is fine. It was still a really great conclusion. That said, if you're looking to read this series or reread this series, listen to the audiobook because it is good. It is a good audiobook, and they keep the same narrators for this one, which made me really happy. And it just was such a visceral experience. I felt like I was watching a play when I was listening to it, and they were so wonderfully done, and the voices were different, and they kept the character tones. I just was really happy with it. So 4 out of 5 stars for Cookie Kingdom. I need to own a copy of Six of Crows. It was so good. I really enjoyed this duology, and I'm very much looking forward to Leigh Bardugo's next book. Then moving on with YA, I read Dumplin, and I gave Dumplin a 3 out of 5 stars. This was such a sweet story, and Julie Murphy is one of my favorites because I love Ramona Blue, and Ramona Blue is to this day still one of my absolute favorites. That one I gave a 5 out of 5 stars. This one is a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought that it was really cute and fun. I loved this southern perspective and how it was just this great, funny thing, and I just love that it's going to be turned into a movie, and it's great friendships in here, and Dumplin trying to find her own way. Willow Dean, who is Dumplin, she's called that by her mother. It's such a wonderful little book. I really enjoyed it, so it was just a nice little rom-com read, mac and cheese comfort food. I really enjoyed it, so 3 out of 5 stars to Julie Murphy here. And this was very sad. I was very sad about this. I really like Mindy McGinnis's books, but I did not like This Darkness Mine. I struggled with this one. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars because I just didn't get it. I felt like I was missing something the whole time. It's about this girl who finds out she absorbed her twin in the womb and then starts to kind of go insane thinking that she is her twin inside of her. And I just didn't get it. It wasn't scary. I felt it dumb, and it didn't make a lot of sense. The reason I got a 2 out of 5 stars instead of a 1 because the writing is really stellar, and it's Mindy McGinnis. When is it not? It's such a good piece of fiction, the way that it's written, but the story itself was unimpressive. Moving on with some disappointments from favorite authors of mine, was the Tempests and Slaughter. Tempests and Slaughter. I could never get the title right, by Tamora Pierce. I gave this one, I think, a 3 out of 5 stars because I love Tamora Pierce, and I'm really glad to be back in the world of Tor Tall. This is Numaire's story, which if you've read Tamora Pierce, you know who that is, and if not, that's totally fine. Read it if you love Tamora Pierce and have read the rest of the Tortall books. Don't if you haven't. It's not necessary. That's my thought on that. If you want more of my thoughts, go listen to Why We YA because this was Allison and I's February pick of the month. So after a series of disappointing books, I picked up a really amazing book called Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, and this blew my mind. It was 5 out of 5 stars. It's written in verse, and I was reading it out loud to Seth. Seth was visiting when I was reading this, and I was reading it out loud to him, and he was like, okay, when you're done, I want it, because I only read up to about 50 pages of it in here, because it's written in verse, and so it takes you 90 minutes to read max. And when I was finished, I just tossed it over to him, and I couldn't even say anything. I was in shock. It was so good. It's about this boy whose brother dies from a gunshot wound and supposed street gang violence, and it's about the elevator ride down he takes in order to kill the person who killed his brother. It's so much more than that, though. It's so good. I can't. It was so good. I still think about this book. Oh, another 5 out of 5 stars was The Prince and the Dressmaker. I really liked this one. It was so good. It was just a little great graphic novel, and I just was so happy, and I really liked it. I finished it in a day, and it was, I think about it so fondly, and I'm like, yes, this was such a perfect, great little alternative fairy tale. I mean, it had the fairy tale ending, and it had, it was very predictable in certain ways, but I don't care, and it was so good. If you guys don't know, it's about this dressmaker who's recruited by the palace to come make dresses, and she finds out the dresses are for the prince who likes to dress as Count Christella, I think is her name, and just how their friendship blooms, and just yay, it's so good. And it's set in this French Renaissance style, and I really liked it. It was very good. Finally, in the month of February, I read Tor Tall, A Spy's Guide, because when I was at the Tamora Pierce signing for Allison's birthday, we were reading it and we found out that Alana was pregnant, and I was like, what? And there were so many other things in there that I just was like, I don't even understand. What am I missing? I will say, don't listen to the audiobook, which I did, and I think that was a big mistake on my part. Read the book, because I think it's just so much better if you do that, and listening to the audiobook was really hard. I did not enjoy it as much. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because I think it was necessary to read for the world of Tortall, very much like Tempests and Slaughter. But that's all it really was. These are some of the books that I read in February. Yes, it's May. Don't tease me. It's fine. If you have an opinion on any of these or want to talk about them, let me know. I'm back on BookTube, guys. I want to participate still. I'm still a booktuber. I'm still here. Yes. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but I am. So yeah, so these are some of the books that I read in February. The next video will be some books I read in March, which I think was more than this. I think so. We'll see. You'll see. I'm going back over it all. Until next time, guys. Bye!
So that's it.
Yes, that's all right. Yes.
Blah.
The next video will be some videos that I read in March. Some videos I read? No.